Today we are in Edmond, Oklahoma at the Stewart house, and joining me is Cindy Stewart. And Cindy, I mean, your front yard was impressive. I didn't even know what to expect coming out back here. This is just
a surprise, isn't it?
Oh my God, I feel like I walked into England.
Well, that was the point.
I mean, clearly you guys love utilizing your backyard and living in that space too with the different areas. Can you kind of share some of these different areas you have with us?
We've lived in the house almost 27 years, and so we did start out with a lot of the outdoor stuff, the outdoor kitchen, but we actually added the roof from the patio and extended it so the fireplace would be under a roof instead of exposed.
Right.
And then this little patio here we extended because we kept having a water leak every time it rained up on the porch. And so what was going to be about an 8-foot extension wound up being a 20-foot extension. And Bill loves to bring his coffee out here and be by the streams in the morning.
Okay, so part of this landscape was because of function and utilizing the landscape, solving some problems with it,
exactly.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, you know, I see so much detail in your garden too. It has a lot of personality and character. Tell me a little bit about where you get your inspiration from.
Oh my goodness. I read a lot. I look at a lot of magazines and books and watch a lot of YouTube. During COVID, we became hooked on YouTube.
Well, and I know you travel a lot and you have a lot of your souvenirs, for lack of a better word, that you've collected from your travels. And you've incorporated them into your garden a little bit.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the birds and the bunnies theme that's going on.
Birds and bunny theme, yes, you're going to find birds, bird cages, bunnies everywhere. They kind of sneak up on you, but they make me happy, and I have both live ones and concrete ones. And it just makes me smile, and I think it probably makes everybody smile.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've definitely set the theme of the English cottage garden. I love how you've incorporated all of the vines and everything to kind of soften the hardscape.
Yes.
You've got one of your favorite roses behind us here.
Oh my goodness, the Peggy Martin rose. A gardener that I had planted that for me. And I was having a garden tour and I heard her speaking to some women telling the story about the Peggy Martin rose and how a woman in Louisiana had this huge world-renowned garden. And when Katrina came, it was under 17 feet of salt water. Mm-hmm. And whenever that receded, only 2 of her plants survived. And one of them was this Peggy Martin rose, and they had been trying to find the origination of this rose and had not been able to. Mm-hmm. And so they just named it the Peggy Martin. And as a fundraiser, they started taking clippings and selling them. And that's where this rose, my one little stem is now 3 arches.
I love how you've done that with the arches and stuff like that.
About every 2 years, I need another arch. Hey, build me another arch.
So I love the grapes that you have growing over your backyard. And then also the parterre garden really tells you it's English, right?
Yes. It does. Everything about my yard, I say it's higgly-piggly, because that's an English term, and because there was never a major plan. It just evolved over years. But I did know that I wanted a formal piece because of the dovecote that's in the center of that. I decorated and made the parterre because of getting that dovecote. Okay,
and it's a beautiful piece. Another piece from your trips, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the river that runs through it too, right? So this is where it all started?
Well, this was the first thing that was a concrete for the backyard. My husband and I had another home. We had a very small pond, and he always knew that he wanted something. And this lot from one corner to the opposite corner is a 17-foot drop. And so we knew we'd be able to do streams with a natural drop. So he had it in his head. He knew what he wanted. We went to a place in England, a hotel, and walked through their gardens, and it was exactly, they had exactly in their gardens what he wanted. And he took a whole lot of pictures and brought it home and showed it to the guy that worked for us at the time. And they put this together. So we have 3 ponds and 2 streams in this beautiful, beautiful, peaceful sound.
And I love it. You hear water everywhere you go in your garden, both in the front yard and the backyard. Just enough to sort of drown out any neighborhood noise and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've done well with your bog plants too, and I love the pockets of the annuals throughout. I see something at the end of the stream though that's drawn my eye. Can we go take a look?
Absolutely.
All right. Cindy, this is just amazing, and the punctuation at the end of your water garden creek here is, tell me about this cottage.
Well, this is my hay bale cottage. Right before we moved into the house, I was looking through a magazine and I saw this picture of an artist studio out in California, and she had this cottage, and it said in the article that it was made of hay bales. And I was like, what? And so I began studying and learning more about it. And I decided I had to have this. I had to have one. This is kind of my present day dollhouse, playhouse that I didn't have when I was a little girl. And then I wanted a living roof. And at first we had grass. We did that for several years, and then that just that was boring.
Hard to mow too, right?
No, because it would grow and it would hang over, and it was fabulous. But I was just like, I need color. So we change it. Every spring we put summer plants in, and every fall we put pansies and fill it up.
Well, it's beautiful. I love the color, and it adds a pop of color down here in your deep shade that you have.
Yes.
But going back to the hay bale cottage, I mean, thick walls and well insulated in there too.
It is. They actually poured a footing and put the rebar in it and just stacked the hay bale on top of each other until they got to the right height. We had bought windows and a door, and they built it around the shapes that we had, and then they put the roof on. They lined the roof. They of course put the wood bottom, and then they lined it with the same lining of our pond. So it's a real thick. And so in 27 years it's never leaked, or 26 years it's never leaked once.
Well, it's beautiful. And I have to turn to next to your bridge here. What was the inspiration for this bridge?
Well, my husband loves golf, and he is part Scottish, and he loves St. Andrews. We've never been. His inspiration was, this is the bridge that is at St. Andrews golf course in Scotland. And so we showed a picture of it to our wonderful stonemason, and he gave us this.
And very sturdy to walk across.
It is.
It is absolutely functional.
Yes.
To get back to your house, I mean, this view from down here looking back at your house is fantastic. And there is so much that we haven't even talked about. The greenhouse, the bocce ball court, I mean, it could go on and on. But I just want to say thank you for inviting us to your backyard and to see this and to share with us your personality and the love of gardening that you have.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming. It's our pleasure. We loved it. We just love to share. It's just the two of us, and so we need other eyes to see it.
Well, thank you for showing it to us.
Appreciate it.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.